It's Joanna Conde with AI for Seniors. And today I'm going to be covering number 2 in the list of the 10 incredible ways that chat can make your life a lot easier. So the first thing we have to think about is what we want to say and then how we're going to say it. Because as the slide said, it's not what you say, but it's how you say it that can often make the difference between having a friend, not having a friend, getting your idea across without insulting somebody, etc. And so many of us write emails and then send them, and people don't understand what we're saying, or they may get offended by what we've said because they've misinterpreted it. So today we're going to go over that, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So let me share my screen and go into chat and show you how it's done. So here we are at our chat page, and notice it's GPT-5 because they introduced that actually today. So, and I must admit, this is the first time I'm using it. But let's start and say you want to write an email to somebody, and you're going to hit the microphone and say, I'd like to write an email chat and I need your help. I want to write it to a friend of mine that I haven't seen in a long time, and I've sort of let things go. So I want to catch up and just tell her that I've been thinking about her and would like to, stay in touch. I hit the check button. It translates it. Now I hit the up button. And here we have a draft. Now, let me tell you, chat's not perfect, so you're going to want to reword it. But anyway, you could say, can you make it sound friendlier and less formal? So you say, can you make it sound a little friendlier and less formal? There. So you can put it in different tones. So that's how you write an email. And you can write a letter the same way. And you can say, so you're saying, let's do this one. I need to write to tell you that I am really disappointed in the service I've received from XYZ company. When I called to get your support, I was on the line for over half an hour, and I'm really not happy. The reality is that you double charged me for this item, and I need to return it. I don't know how to return it. I don't know where to send it, and I'm not getting information, and I finally hung up on your support thing because it took so long. Chat, can you please write a letter for me that will get my idea across and give me some framework for this? Check. Up. And now we have a letter, and it's not as angry. Okay? And you see how easy it is? It's all set. You can copy and paste this. It's really great. Now, I'm not going to go into a bio or a resume because when I teach this class, I often have people pause and say, okay, tell chat about yourself. So you may want, and then ask it to write a resume for you or a bio for you. Or I've had it done this. I've had to write an obituary for someone. And what I said was, I asked chat, what should be in an obituary? And it gave me the items. I filled them in with a family. And then I repeated them to chat, and chat wrote a lovely obituary. Then I showed it to the family, and they changed things, because maybe this wasn't as warm as they wanted, or that wasn't as warm as it should have been. But the thing is that they can write it. It types faster than we can type, and you can copy and paste. You can copy and paste it into OneNote. You can copy and paste it into an email, and you can copy and paste it into a Word document. And it does a great job. And if you are younger and you're still writing resumes, it can write a great resume for you and put it in the form. And you can even say things like, put it in, type, chat, what are the basics of a good resume? And now, upload. And now you can fill that all in. And then once you've done that, read it back to chat. If you have two screens, you can put it on one screen and read it into chat. And it can format it for you. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so I'm going to pause a minute, let you catch your breath if you want to try it out, and then I'm going into how to write social posts and blogs. So, say you need to write a social post. It's the same principle. You just say, Chat, I'd really like to write a post and tell them how excited I am about my new job, or my new grandchild, or the party that I had. Let's just pretend that it's a party that I had for my husband's birthday, and I wanted to just tell him how much I love him and say, I hope he enjoyed his day, and I hope we have many more years together. Well, let's just do that. Can you do that for me? And I'll put my check mark. And I'm going to add to that, I think. Okay. I'm going to say, I guess I wasn't very clear. What I'd like to have is a Facebook post that I can post on my Facebook page, telling him how much I love him and how much I have enjoyed our years together and how I hope we have many more left, and put in hearts and flowers and whatever I need to do. Okay, can you do that? There, how's that? Pretty touching, isn't it? And you can make it a little more fun or a little more playful. Can you make it more fun? Can you make it more fun? Okay, and here it is. So you see, with all the bells and whistles, copy and paste, and that's how easy it is to do little social posts. And it can do drafts, and it can also do captions. I could put a picture in, and so here, let me just see if I can do this. Hold on for a second. I can post something, and I can say to chat, please give me a caption for this picture. There. So anyway, you can do things like that. Moving on to the third thing from the slide, you can tell a story. This is really wonderful. And you can do a poem. All right, let's go back. I'm going to do a poem first and say, can you write a poem to my husband for me, telling him what I said above, how much I'm glad, I've spent my life with him. Thank you. And now you have a poem. So chat can do poems, and they can make it quirky, and they can make it fun, and they can rhyme it, but you can just experience it that way. All right. Now, one of the things I really like about chat is that you can tell it stories. And I had a video on memories, and this is a great way to talk about your life. So, for example, you could say, I'd like to have a story about my mother that I can pass on to my great-granddaughter. And I can tell it about my mother, and it would write it for me just like this. Now, a friend of mine who has a child with special needs wanted to write a children's story. And so she said to chat, I'd like to write a children's story and tell about this particular incident that happened that was really, wonderful for her. And so she told chat the story, and she and chat went back and forth to write a children's story. And it is just really super. So it can help you write stories. It can help you write down memories. Now, the last thing I'm going to discuss is, let's just take something like this, and I can talk to it here, but what I can do is I can upload something and ask it to correct my grammar. So what you can do is you can use the plus sign, and you can add a photo or a file. So what you also can do is you can copy and paste. So I took this and put it into a Word file, and I changed a couple of things just so I could illustrate it. So I'm going to use this and paste it in. And I'm going to say to it, let me get out of here. Please correct any spelling or typos and put it into a nice paragraph or two. There we go. And so you can upload it, and it makes a suggestion, make it Facebook friendly or whatever, but notice it can correct the spelling, it can change things. So that's really another way that you can use chat to improve not only what you say, but how you say it. I have used it so many times. Let me get out of sharing my screen. And I want to say I've used it so many times. For example, I've written an angry letter to somebody because they ticked me off somehow. And I've said, no, 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 I write it and get it all written down. And I think, before I send it, one, I should wait until tomorrow. And two, I think that I'd like to have chat look out at it. And chat will come back and say, now, Joanna, I think that you could get your point across with maybe being a little gentler and maybe a little bit more conciliatory. Or we'll also say, maybe you might want to look at it from the other person's point of view. Maybe they had a hard day. So anyway, I've used it for that. And that is really a good check to keep you from saying things you didn't mean to say, or make it more gentle and maybe even more stronger. So again, I hope you enjoyed this. If you did enjoy it, please subscribe so you can get more of these. We've got another 8 to cover for our 10 incredible ways to use ChatGPT. And I hope you check us a thumbs up and give us a like, and hope you subscribe so you'll get them. So anyway, for today, it's Joanna Conde, AI for Seniors, and thank you for watching.